Hey, Circuit Riders, welcome back. We are still in Wyoming on our big national park week. We've just finished Yellowstone, which you probably watched last week. If not, I hope you go back and check that out. Today, we are going to explore the Grand Teton National Park. It is right next door to Yellowstone, only a few miles in between them, and our campground at Headwaters at Flag Ranch happens to be right in between the two national parks. It's been a great location for us this week, easily accessible to both parks. So we're going to head south today to Grand Teton. And it's nice that this campground has a gas station right across the street from the campground, and it's a lot cheaper than the gas stations inside of the national parks. So we're here at the Coulter Bay Visitors Center. I believe that there is a $35 fee to get into the park, is what we read online, but we have not passed through any gate houses like we did at Yellowstone. So some national parks, they kind of rely on you to come into the Visitors Center and buy your pass on the honor system. We have not seen any signs anywhere that say to do that. And since we have America the Beautiful Pass, I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just put it in our windshield, but I'm not sure how you would know to do that unless you just know. We even went into the visitor center and got maps and everything, and they didn't ask us to pay for anything. So I don't know. I love it when the national parks have big lodges that you can go into. They're so gorgeous and so quintessentially American. I love to walk around in them. Oh, it's not June yet. Those horns look so velvety. Grand Teton National Park is actually 7 times smaller than Yellowstone. Yellowstone's about 3,400 square miles. Grand Teton is 480 square miles. So it's a very compact park. It's very easy to drive around. We're going to do kind of the central loop today. There's tons of stops along it. And the main attraction is the Teton Range right here. And the tall peak in the middle of it is Grand Teton Mountain. So there are a lot of excursions already open here in spring. It's late May, and it's very cold outside today. It's low 40s and very windy, so I would not want to be at an outdoor excursion today, but there's plenty of people here on bus tours. There's boat tours, horseback riding, everything like that. It's not for me, but plenty of people are enjoying it. If you drive all the way to the top of Signal Mountain Road to the overlook up there, you can only see the valley side. You can't see the Grand Teton Range. So right before you get to the top, about a half a mile before, is a different parking lot at the Jackson Point Overlook. You have to hike out a little bit, but that's the view you can see of the Tetons. Here it is. Just drove out the southern end of the Teton Loop Road, the scenic route, and there was an entrance gate at the bottom of that road. And Jason just said, oh, people coming in to Grand Teton from the north had to go through Yellowstone first. There's no other way to get into that road where our campground is without going through Yellowstone. And of course, you would have to pay going in there. So that makes more sense now why there's not an entrance gate at the northern end of the park. There are a handful of historic settlements still in the boundaries of Grand Teton National Park. And this is the Menors Ferry settlement. And this church, this Episcopal church, was built in the early 1920s, right? And I think 1925. So we'll see a couple of old cabins and old sites as we drive around the park. This barn is the famous T.A. Moulton barn. There are tons of photographs of this barn with the Grand Tetons in the background, but we can't see them today because it's too cloudy. It's too bad it's so cloudy today. The mountains are still beautiful, but some of the iconic photographs I'm not able to get today. But I'm happy here to still visit the barn. This area is called Mormon Row. It's within the boundaries of the national park. And there's been an effort just recently, like since 2021, to revitalize this area. It's an old Mormon settlement from the late 1800s. And a lot of these barns and homes and stuff are kind of falling down. So there's a project underway to restore them. Well, it's never our intention to be winter camping. We'd like to stay where it's warm, but we'll make an exception for Yellowstone and Grand Tetons. We got a couple of inches of snow overnight. Today we are heading down to Jackson, Wyoming. It's just south of Grand Teton National Park. And I think it's a cool town, but we don't really know what's down there, so we're going to check it out. We're on a very narrow and windy road right now. We're taking kind of the back road down to Teton Village, which is where Jackson Hole Ski Mountain is. We want to see that first before we go into the town. Jackson, Wyoming is listed online as the second most expensive town for housing in the country. Now, I think they're basing that on small town numbers, like between 10,000 and 50,000 population. But the number one most expensive is Vineyard Haven on Martha's Vineyard. Jackson is number 2, according to some lists. But we've been looking on Zillow to see what the house prices are, the houses for sale. This little wooden house right here, $1.4 million. And this one is $4.3 million.
What about the $22 million one?
We couldn't see the $22 million one because it was behind a gate. Well, it doesn't. It says welcome in. Come on in. Stopping in the $1 Million Cowboy Bar for lunch, but if you come downstairs to the bathrooms, there's a little secret saloon over there. Oh, I see. That door was just the back door of the $1 Million Cowboy Steakhouse that's downstairs. This is the back door out to the bathrooms. I liked it better when I thought it was a secret saloon.